He saw the multitude. He walked past them, and he didn't say nothing. Matthew chapter 5, verse 1 and 2. And he says, and seeing the multitude, he went up to the mountain, and when he was set, his disciples came unto him, and he opened his mouth. That's not he opened his mouth and taught them. Notice when he saw the multitude, he didn't say nothing. He walked past them. He kept going. And he simply went to the mountain by himself. And he sat down. And he did not open his mouth. He did not start teaching and preaching until the disciples showed up. So no, you can't talk in front of everybody. Everybody needs to know everything about your future. All right. And sometimes you gotta sit in the multitude and shut up. Sometimes you gotta sit in the crowd and not say nothing. Even if the crowd came to hear what you got to say, sometimes you gotta sit and be quiet. So he said, he went to the mountain. He didn't say nothing. He waited until the disciples came. When the disciples arrived, he started teaching. And so it demonstrates to us that even though there was a multitude there, Jesus, being who he was, understood that not everybody in the crowd came to see him for who he was. Yeah. Not everybody in your circle, in your friend group, is supportive of you enough to see you for who you are. They're there for what you can do for them. Some of them came just to see who else was going to be there. They came to see outfits. They came so they could text somebody later. You know, that kind of stuff. So Jesus walked past the multitude. He didn't say nothing. He only started teaching and preaching when his folks showed up. So he was clear of who was in the room. So watch this. God helps us understand this fact in Matthew chapter 4, 23. It says, Jesus had become famous enough, not for what he did, or what he was about to do when he died on the cross. He wasn't famous because they knew his future. He was famous because of what he did for people. Isn't it funny that you get a good name as long as you're doing for people? Okay. As long as you're doing for them, you got a good name. And they like you, they in the corner. But then all of a sudden, when it's your time to go to the cross, yeah. So watch this. So we have to do you. Jesus started teaching, he said, you are the light of the world. You are the light of the world. That's the who. You are the who. Now let's go to the what? A light. Put this in the proper context. Jesus is saying to his disciples, you and you alone are the light of the world. He's saying in this cold and dark, dismal world that if there is any light to be shown, it ought to come through you. In this world where everybody lies and they create stuff and they rewrite history and they erase this stuff, if there's any light to be had, it should surely come from the people who operate in God. Don't worry about the multitude. Don't worry about who's surrounding you, who's talking about you or to you. He said, if there's any light that should be shown in this world, surely my disciples should be light. Right? So don't worry about what other churches are doing. Don't worry about who left the church, who's going to another church. Don't worry about the multitude. Don't worry about none of that. He said, you and you alone are the light of the world. Philippians chapter 2. Paul instructions to the church of Philippi, it leads us in another direction to find out the who. Paul's instructions to the church of Philippi says, do all things without complaining and disputing, that you may become blameless, harmless children of God without fault. Watch this. In the midst of a crooked and perverse generation, among whom you are to be the light that shines. So even Paul identified that although all this stuff might be happening, surely you are the light to this generation. So we got the what, we got the who, that's you. We got the why. Now let's move on. Watch this. When. Who is you? The what is alike? When, all the time. Chapter 14, verse 14 says, a city that is set on a hill cannot be hidden. Who? You. What? Alike. When? All the time. That simply means to me that we're required to shine in our good time and in our bad. When we feel like it and when we don't. When we have and when we have not. We're required to shine because somebody's waiting on your ambition, somebody's waiting on your drive to demonstrate to them that you're serving a God that's good enough in the bad time to still get a praise. In order to be used by God, you have to be you have to transmit His glory through us and the light through us. So you got who, that's you. What, alike, when, all the time. Notice what Jesus says in verse 14. He said, he uses a metaphor. He says, the city, where I see, that cannot be hidden. Yes, sir. Let your shiningness, I don't even know if that's a word, shiningness, shine so much that you blind other people when they tell you you don't qualify for it. Let your shiningness shine so much that every time they look at you, they say, "Ooh, you must be serving a good God." Who is this God you serve? So we're simply just luminaries for God. That's it. Our job is simply just to shine. When do we shine? All the time. Prepare to be sick of me in this season. Because I am shining, because I know He is for me. If you truly reflect the S-O-N, the moon is blank. I like this. The moon is dark. It depends on the sun to reflect light. It depends on the S-U-N to reflect light. So our job is to reflect light. We have no choice, but we can't do it on our own. We have no choice but to depend on the S-O-N in order to shine. And so if the moon knows where to get its light from, why is it that we have a difficult time trying to figure out how to connect to the S-O-N? So you got to do, that's you. What, alike, when, all the time, where, everywhere you go. Walk with me real quick. Verse 15. Nor do they light a lamp and put it under a basket, but on a candlestick, and it giveth light unto all that are in the house. There are those who are sitting around you when you get ready to I'm just looking at it. There are those who are around you when you're in your good times, who let you shine, and then when in your bad times, they want to try to cover you up. These are the people that you gotta watch for. Because if you are truly shining the way you're supposed to shine, even with tears in your eyes, you still got a testimony of how good God is. So everywhere you go, your job is still to shine in good times and in bad. And there are times when we said that God would set the mood, God would set the mood, you know, I can't get you a little incense. Yeah, you know, back in the day, they turned the lamp on and they put the sheet over the lamp. That's the color.
What?
Back in the day. Now all you gotta do is tell Alexa to turn the lights red. That's all you gotta do nowadays. You know, to set the right atmosphere. You know, you do a little ambiance. Yeah. But watch this. That same attitude filtered over into our witness. Don't believe me? Watch this. How many of you have ever said, I'm going to wait to invite somebody to church when it's good and hot? I'm gonna wait till you get the right time. It's got to be the right person, the right qualifications, the right situation. I ain't gonna bring it on the boot thing this time because I don't want y'all talking about boot thing yet. You're not there yet. Because tomorrow, that same attitude of setting the atmosphere for outreach has been filtered over into our churches. That we're not prepared to just bring people into the church because of what he's done for me already. I got to look for the circumstance and situation to be right enough to do outreach and bring other people in. We got to set an atmosphere, an ambiance to get people in the door. I'll leave that alone. But the reality is we can't set the right rule. We can't set the right time and the right structure because tomorrow is not promised, not for me, not for them, and their soul depends on it. So watch this. Verse 15, you're supposed to be light. So not only are we supposed to be visible at all times and everywhere we go, but we're also supposed to just transmit light. Our job is to transmit light. To transmit means to just send something, to pass something, to cause something to spread around. What are you trying to say? I'm telling you that if you are truly a city on a hill, there is no way for you to shut down your light. There are pictures from space that shows metropolitan areas, New York City, even Houston, on a map from space and all the light that comes from it. There's no way to shut down all the light. Even if Centerpoint says, we're done, we're out, we shut it all down. They can still see light from space, from different places, from particles. There's no way to shut it all down. So how is it that you allow your situation to shut your light off? How is it that you allow your bank account to shut your light off? Paul tells us in Romans chapter 2 that you are supposed to be light in a dark place. So it tells us don't put your light on your back. Don't wait for certain situations and get your mood right to invite people to learn about Jesus. So who? That's you. What? A light. When? All the time. Where? Everywhere you go. How? Let it. Let's say that. Let it. Verse 16. Let your light so shine before me that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven. Christ is the true and original light. The true and original light. He said it back in John chapter 8. He says, Jesus said, I am the light of the world. He that follows me shall not walk in darkness, but shall, watch this. Jesus said out of his own mouth, he that follows me shall have the light of life. Saying that God is the source of the light. All you got to do is let him shine through you. All you got to do is let him radiate through you. All you got to do is allow him to transmit his glory through your life so that your good works might be seen and glory be given to the Father. I don't know about you, but shining is one thing. I'm good at boasting and telling people what, I feel like God has done in my life. I'm good at telling the testimony. I can tell you what he's done and how he brought me over. I can testify to that. But the problem is, the problem comes at the letting part. The problem comes at the letting. Why is that so hard? Because in order to shine